Okay, do you want to make a video with Mommy? Alright, we're going to make a video. We're hiding outside because my house is so loud right now. I got one kid watching Mickey Mouse, another kid trying to make an obstacle course of some kind. I'm not really even sure what's going on. It's fine. So, I'm going to tell you about the movie we're going to watch tonight. Are you ready for it? Yeah, last night went really well. We watched The Blind Side, and the kids had a really good discussion afterwards and talked about their favorite parts, how we should treat other people. We talked about being the observant and what different things did she observe before she stepped in and helped. Observed his clothing situation and then helped with his clothing situation. Observed this and then helped with that, and how all those kinds of things played out. So it was good. So tonight I figured another movie we should start off with is probably one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. Cinematically, it is just above par. It's one of those films that's just held its standard for as long as I can remember. And that is E.T. I'm actually a little surprised I don't own this movie and I had to rent it. E.T. was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it really is a classic film that everyone loves, knows, and remembers, and has a special place in their heart for it. Surprisingly, my kids haven't seen it yet, and they've asked me a few times, especially when the Super Bowl ad came out for it, and asked, how come we haven't seen that yet? And I was like, yeah, actually, I have no idea. So this movie is great because it is set in the suburban home life in the 80s, and so when it came out, it was so nice. You know, a lot of people loved that it came out and was just an authentic, what it was like living in the 80s. It's, you know, based on a single mom. She's got her 3 kids and what her life really is like as they're going through all these different things. And it's known for this great story about friendship and love, and this little boy who befriends this extraterrestrial, and how this changes his siblings' life, his mom's life, and all these different things that forever set an impact in their lives, and how people can do that for us. And that's such a powerful message that, you know, we never know where these different influences in our life can come from, and the way that they did the film, and you know, Steven Spielberg, just the way he lays out the storyline, that you just get little pieces that you just love about it. So this is a great movie that I think my kids are old enough we could watch it. As a little girl, there were a couple scenes that scared me, and I think that was a little hesitant for me to share it with some of my girls because I wasn't sure if certain parts would be scary or not for them, but I do think that they're ready for that. But it really is a great story to talk about what it looks like in other people's homes. You could talk about, you know, finding friends and how we can be a good friend and what that looks like. Also, what was I going to tell you? There was something about the film. It did get the music in it. It got a lot of different awards for being such a great film, but its musical score is very well known as well. It also got nominated, and I'm pretty sure got some awards as well. And so trying to pay attention before you watch the movie, kind of, you know, talk to your kids a little bit before about pay attention to the music in this film, and where does it creep on you, and how does it make it feel when it plays on you. And this is a great time to talk to, she's going to tell you all about the music because she loves music, huh? So talk about the music in films and how they add or distract from the storyline. And this is one that the music is done so well that you hear to this day. I'm sure many of you can hear the music from E.T. and already have an image, have a feeling, have something that you remember from E.T. And that right there is what's powerful. And I know I do. I know there's the one song when he's flying off the moon, and I think of that, and I can feel it, and I feel good inside, and I just have a vivid memory in my brain sketched of that scene. So this is a great movie, again, to talk about, you know, how to support other people, those kinds of things. Oh, another thing too is this movie, and this was kind of new-ish to the time when this movie was made, is that this movie is from the perspective of the kids, of the little boy, and it's from his perspective. And I think there's a lot of powerful stories through books and through movies that sometimes can be really hard and harsh topics to talk about with our kids, but when they're narrated through the story of a kid, it makes it so much easier to discuss and talk about. And there's a lot of books through time that we're required to read that do that. You know, To Kill a Mockingbird does that. Wonder is a new book that does that. A lot of dystopian novels will do that because it's such an interesting topic if you really think about it. And like nowadays, in a government putting us in those situations, it's like, you know, we think it's crazy or the extreme, so all of a sudden we put it through a kid's eyes, like The Giver, and it's all of a sudden, oh, such an interesting topic to talk about. And so this is another one of those stories that comes from the kid's point of view and from the kid's eyes. And so that's another discussion you can have with kids, like what things do you think maybe parents don't listen to kids about, or what things do you think are easier to tell, or how could we talk about these harsh topics in a way that helps enlighten and brighten our children about what is going on in the economy and things around them and the government around them that, you know, can help them understand and make good decisions and help them, you know, prepare a bright future for us. And I think that's great. So I've talked a lot about this movie. I could probably keep talking about this movie, but ultimately, get your hands on a copy of E.T. If you don't own it, I do suggest just go buy a digital copy, because this is a classic that's not going anywhere anytime soon. It really is. It was one of the best movies ever made. Steven Spielberg is totally known for this movie, so get a copy. There's some ideas of things you could talk about with your kids regarding it, and enjoy.